I'm Dave Yeager. I've been designated as a master composter with Atlantic County, and we're here today at St. Vincent de Paul Regional School in Mays Landing, and what we want to cover today is training on composting. This is here today is I have created an acronym, CRAM, and that stands for combining carbon-rich, which are brown materials. Tree leaves are the biggest example of your best brown carbons. Grass clippings are your best example of high nitrogen material, and you can also use kitchen waste, being vegetable kitchen waste. And what we're trying to do is create this mixture which generates heat, which means that the microbes and everything are working and generating the right mixture, because our goal is to make our compost as quickly as possible. So what we're going to start with is the R component, which is reduce the size of the particle. The smaller we make the particle, the better we get a mixture of the material, and the quicker it's going to heat up and so on. Okay, so we're starting with combining our nitrogen-rich and brown carbon-rich materials. We're going to shred it up in this shredder, and so let's get started here. I'm going to select and I'm going to do this in like a 50-50 mixture. So I'm going to take a handful of grass, handful of brown material, our combined mixture of greens and browns. Reduced to a very small amount from the compost pile. So I've lined this with cardboard, and that'll keep the roots out. And we simply dump that material in here. So just about a week ago, we started putting this bed together, and or this afternoon, and we're running at about 120 degrees right now. But you can kind of see that we are already breaking down at a rapid pace. CRAM, we are now into our aerate and monitor. And what we're doing, again, is monitoring for temperature. 140 degrees is a minimum of good aerobic composting. 170 is ideal. So the other part of monitoring besides temperature is to check for moisture. And when we got here this evening, I knew the piles were too dry, so we've added some moisture, and it's still not quite enough. You should see more moisture in there than that, so we'll add some before we're done here. So aeration, very necessary for our aerobic composting, which means there's plenty of oxygen in there, and it's going to stimulate the bacterial growth and all the other things that create the heat and breaks down all the properties into the soil that we're looking for. And in the monitoring, you know, we're always looking for the temperature. Once it rises and starts going the other way, we know we're losing oxygen or something else. In this case, it might be a little bit too much moisture all the way down at the bottom of the pile. This is not a requirement to reduce your materials. It's just very helpful, and it mixes the material so nicely that it's what I like to use. But if you're just working in your yard, a lawnmower with a bagger, you know, it's very good for reducing the material. Even if you don't have a bagger, if you have a pile of leaves and you take your lawnmower and you run back and forth and just grind up the leaves, is basically all you have to do. Again, the smaller you can make the sizes, the quicker the material is going to break down. And I have some examples here to show you. This is typically the kind of material that you'll get just by running over it with your lawnmower. probably reduces it about 20 to 1. I use a larger home style 5 horsepower Troy-built shredder, and it breaks the material down a lot finer, maybe about 30 to 1 to 40 to 1. I'll just show you what we ran through the Flowtron last week. All the grass has turned brown, but the leaves were finely chopped up and mixed together very well. And if you were here and put your hand in it, you can feel how warm it is after only a couple days of sitting. So how else can we reduce our materials? If you're talking about kitchen waste, this is what my wife and I use at home. It's a stainless steel container. It has a charcoal filter up top and a biodegradable bag inside, and we simply throw our kitchen waste in here. So I just want to mention that this video is being produced in conjunction with Suzanne, Marks, and myself, which are members of the Sustainable Township of Hamilton Green Team.